Well, as you can imagine, the final days of the campaign, it's a very colorful political circus in Italy. Here in Milan, the business capital, last night there was a huge rally by the populist candidate, the comic-turned politician, Mr. Grillo, filled up Milan's Piazza Duomo last night. Lots of rallies. You know, what's unusual is that we probably won't have a sort of a major climatic debate like you see in perhaps, you know, the U.S. presidential election, or even in the U.K., where you have the, you know, the top candidates, Berlusconi, Bersani, Monti, appearing in one forum. That is not going to happen because they can't come to an agreement on the ground rules for such a debate. So it's all, you know, individual speeches, talk shows, tape-recorded interviews being spliced together for the undecided voters in Italy, which apparently still are around 20–30%, to help them make up their minds.
Yeah, it's amazing, Dan. Also, Beppe Grillo has given very few interviews, but he gave one to Bloomberg, which I guess is quite telling. Dan, why can we not have a major event with all the candidates? You're saying that there are, you know, differences. Do you think there are also candidates that are concerned that they would look, you know, worse than others, that they're a little bit concerned that actually they wouldn't stack up?
I think there is definitely some element of that. Clearly, Mr. Berlusconi, with his, you know, years of experience, his knowledge of the media industry, he's very good on television. You know, whether you agree with his politics or not, and putting him up against someone like Mr. Bersani, who, you know, certainly is not as telegenic as some of his supporters would like. You know, Bersani's certainly thinking about that himself. But I think a lot of it's just the complexity. You know, you have 4 or 5 leading candidates, okay, and getting them to agree on the terms of the debate. Is it going to be, you know, a Q&A, audience involved? It's probably just not going to be to come off before this weekend.
Dan, you know, we also had this figures, industrial orders. Now, this is year-on-year for the month of December, down some 15.3%. What's the mood like in Italy? Are people really concerned about the economy, and will that swing votes?
Definitely. I mean, obviously the mood is not terribly optimistic, and I think data like this probably is going to play into the hands of people like, you know, Mr. Berlusconi, who's going to be criticizing certainly the Monti administration, the austerity program put in place by Monti in the last 12 months. I think he certainly will try and seize on that data to show that, you know, he's the right person to put together a program that's not based on austerity, but rather one of growth.